Now, the big story we're tracking, the deadline for the West Bengal Chief Secretary Alapan Bandyopadhyay ends today at 10 this morning. Remember, Mr. Bandyopadhyay has been asked to report to the DOPT office at North Block by the centre in an unprecedented order after the bureaucrats skipped a detailed meeting with the Prime Minister last week that involved the governor and leader of opposition in the state. The Chief Minister and the Chief Secretary instead met the Prime Minister, handed over documents of assessment of the damage caused by Cyclone Yas. The Chief Minister, Mamata Banerjee, has accused the Prime Minister of insulting IAS officers and creating a confrontation with Bengal. Well, let's go across to NDTV Saurabh for more on this story. And Saurabh, what are you hearing?
Well, it's unlikely at this point. We cannot say we can confirm this, but it's unlikely that the Chief Secretary Alapan Bandyopadhyay will report to Delhi at 10:30 as that order from the centre asks him to do. What we're being given to understand is that he has scheduled meetings and a video conference probably from his office, and those meetings are of course on his schedule. So obviously this is something that's likely to continue. He's also scheduled to have other meetings in the day. So his chances of going to New Delhi at this point seem to be very slim. He's also not been relieved by the Bengal government. And what we know is that the centre, of course, has not spoken since that, letter was sent. But the Bengal Chief Minister, Mamata Banerjee, has appealed to the centre to withdraw that unprecedented order. And at this point, we know that the Chief Secretary drove to his office on Sunday evening and spent several hours in office there. So he was at work even on Sunday, but whether, the chances of him going to Delhi today at 10:30 by that deadline seem very slim at this point.
Right, Saurabh, this is an unprecedented order, and the situation of the Chief Secretary is also a little different than other IAS officers, because he is somebody who is on an extension. So this also creates, it's something that no one has dealt with, and what rule really applies in such a case, given that he's already on a 3-month extension to deal with the cyclone and COVID situation.
Well, this extension to the Chief Minister, he was due to retire on 31st May, which is today. This extension for 3 months was given by the centre after Mamata Banerjee, the West Bengal Chief Minister, wrote a letter to the centre specifically saying that for COVID and for, the cyclone relief that he's been working on, we need him to continue. And therefore, those 3 months of extension was given to him. That is something that was given by the centre. So this order, after he was given that extension, seems a little out of place, at least to anyone observing, these things and anyone who's conversant with these matters. But at this point, it is really, it's likely to end up in the courts, given the fact that caveats have been filed with the CAT, the Central Administrative Tribunal, and also the courts. But how this is going to play out, there are two ways. Of course, it's going to be a, center-state issue, federal-state, and how center-state relations, while the authority is there. But it's also going to play out politically, because the Trinamool says all of this is because the BJP hasn't been able to digest its defeat in Bengal and wants to continue targeting the Trinamool government.